The City of Johannesburg says it is in the final stages of the consultation process to rename William Nicol Drive to Winnie Madikizela Mandela Drive. This was revealed at a wreath-laying ceremony on Good Friday in remembrance of the struggle icon Winnie Madikizela Mandela. City of Johannesburg spokesperson Mlimandlela Ndamase joins me to talk about this. Mr. Ndamase, very good afternoon. Can you explain to us why this particular street?
Good afternoon, Hugo, and good afternoon to your viewers. Well, this process was adopted by the Council of the City of Johannesburg in September 2017. It was a motion that was presented to Council and adopted for the renaming of William Nicol into Winnie Madikizela Mandela Drive. As you would know, William Nicol is one of those iconic streets within the City of Johannesburg. Also, given that it's a street that connects some of the impoverished elements and parts of our city to the north, to the south, where they connect to the well-off areas such as Sandton, Bryanston, etc. So it is a street that is of great significance to the city. It is a road traveled by many on a daily basis, and as we foster ahead to ensure and promote social cohesion, redress, and promote transformation, it is a resolution of the Council of the City of Johannesburg that we undertake a process to rename William Nicol into Winnie Madikizela Mandela Drive.
Now, what is the significance of honoring Umama Winnie?
Well, we all know Mama Winnie was not only called a mother of the nation because of her marriage to the former President Nelson Mandela, but she's a stalwart of our liberation. She's a heroine of our struggle. She's someone who, amongst many, is a woman leader who distinguished herself with her bravery, her courage in fighting for the rights and the freedom of all within our country. And hence, not only do we celebrate her as the City of Johannesburg, but throughout the country, throughout the continent, and throughout the globe, she is a recognized icon of the people of South Africa and their struggle. And for her, having been a resident of Johannesburg till her last breath, it is a fitting tribute, not only one tribute, but amongst many other tributes that we give to her, and most importantly, so that in her name we may remember for generations to come that once upon a time lived a heroine amongst us that was Winnie Madikizela Mandela.
Now, one of the things that we read about Umama Winnie was her legacy, which is deeply rooted in community activism and championing women's rights. Are we looking at anything else that the City of Johannesburg is doing to remember Umama Winnie?
Well, the City of Johannesburg espouses the values that Mama Winnie stood for in many of our programs and projects. As a city, we have obviously over the last 2 years, since the coming in again of the government led by the African National Congress, given focus to giving more attention once more to poverty and impoverished communities. We have increased our support to victims of gender-based violence. Only recently, in the last week, we have again dedicated a service to support of the LGBTQI communities within the city. And again, this is an effort of trying to make sure that not only do we support those in need within our city, but we also create a city that is livable, that is safe, and that will allow us to promote and give opportunity to the people of our city in their various areas, and also to take people out of poverty into economic opportunities and prosperity. So in celebrating Mama Winnie, it means you need a government that is committed to fighting for the poor, a government that is committed to delivering, and a government that ensures that the poor people of our country equally get an opportunity to succeed and thrive like all, especially in a time as challenging as that of COVID-19.
Mr. Ndamase, you talk about the City of Joburg coming back to the ANC, and obviously COVID-19, the last 12 months since 2019 when you ANC took over. What are some of the challenges that you have incurred in this period, as well as some of the highlights, the milestones that you've achieved?
Well, you are quite correct. COVID-19 was quite a disruptor. The city government came in towards the end of 2019. Early 2020, we had the pandemic. And I think as the City of Johannesburg, our strategy has always been informed by a response, a recovery, and we have termed a thrive post this particular period. And as a city, we have geared the city, and part and parcel of our responses to COVID-19 was to ensure that even in areas where there are informal settlements, we roll out a massive and intensified program of supplying water, of ensuring that we supply the basic sanitation services, of ensuring that we are able to provide our people with access to primary health care, so that in their various areas we are able to fight the pandemic on the broad funds that have been defined by the state, including the non-health elements that we have been requested to enforce, especially the disaster management regulations and the various areas that have been contained in the lockdown declaration, so that we can make sure that in the city there is compliance, there is enforcement of the law, and our officers, who are also in their own right heroes and heroines and frontline respondents to this particular pandemic, have been phenomenal in ensuring that we maintain law and order within the city, we enforce compliance with the lockdown regulations, and that we also support residents and visitors of the city to comply and to be safe at all times with regards to this particular pandemic.
And finally, you did say that we can expect the renaming of the street quite soon. When is that likely to happen?
Well, the executive mayor has pronounced that we have started the process. It's now open for consultation. That process of consultation will culminate on the 27th of April, 2021, which happens to be Freedom Day. And post that, there will be a consideration of the comments that have been received, the viewpoints and the opinions that have been received, and thereafter a report will be presented to council to finalize on the matter, considering whatever may have been the inputs of the public. So we do encourage the public to participate in this particular process, so that in the end, it is a process we may all embrace and own as a majority view and popular process within the residents of the city of Johannesburg.
Mr. Ndamase, thank you for your time this afternoon. That was City of Johannesburg spokesperson Mlimandlela Ndamase.